What's up, guys? Okay, so if I don't know if you can tell or not, but right now I'm not wearing any makeup, and you might be wondering why is that? Well, it's because today I'm going to be doing a very full glam kind of makeup. Not really full glam, but just like I'm gonna beat my face today. If you have never seen my channel or any of my videos, I'm constantly talking about how I don't like full coverage. I typically like kind of like that no makeup look, but a little bit to the extreme of that no makeup look, if that makes sense. So today we're just gonna try something different. Let's get started with a primer. I have the Too Faced Major Hangover primer. It's the big one. I'm trying to use this up, so yeah, I'm gonna squeeze a little bit out just to make sure it doesn't have that little blob thing that comes out. Okay. Oh wait, let me get a mirror so I know what I'm doing because I'm blind right now. You know, I've seen people just drip like primer just all over the place. I'm just like, how do you do that? Basically, this little piece size right here could cover my whole face. I feel like I'm being so boring. Like these past few days, I've been kind of down lately. Maybe it's because of what's going on recently. Trump is basically telling everyone that he's going to ban TikTok and WeChat. I don't care for TikTok, so I don't care about that aspect. I mean, I have TikTok and I use it, but you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, my life is over if I don't have it. For WeChat, if you don't know what WeChat is, it's basically like a Chinese app that allows people here to communicate with their family and friends back in China. I'm going to be going in with my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint in the shade Natural Beige. Since this is tint, I'm just going to be doing like a thick layer of it to kind of mimic like a full coverage. I mean, I understand what's going on through Trump's head, but at the same time, why are you punishing the citizens in China? Because it's not the people's fault that the Chinese government decided to ban American apps. The citizens there are basically just living. Since the Chinese government banned, banned majority of the communication apps that America has, like Facebook and places like that, YouTube too, which I don't really get, but at the same time, you know, it's the government. The only way for us to communicate was through WeChat. And since Trump is going to be banning that, how are we going to communicate? And basically people who support Trump wanting the US to basically go nuke China and just drop bombs onto China. It's like they want a war. I don't understand that. If you have a problem with how China runs things, go to the government, not its people. Don't threaten the people with what's going on. This is basically what happened with World War II, I believe, with Japan, and how the US dropped nuclear bombs onto Japan. And it's still debated to this day whether that was actually needed to do. If it's the last resort, I can somewhat get behind it. The only reason why the US dropped bombs on Japan was because they striked the US first. So that gave the US a reason. And right now, the US has no reason to drop a bomb onto China unless they're using the whole coronavirus as the reason, which I see some people do. This even started, people think it's a man-made virus that China created just to wipe people out, and China should have warned people sooner. They did. With concealer, the popular thing is to do that big triangle, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to basically do a massive triangle on my under eyes, down my nose, on my chin, the sides of my nose, and a big triangle on my forehead. You can blame China for the virus being originated there, sure, I guess. But you can't blame China for the way that the US handled the situation. Even if China held back on telling the US or like any other country, when cases started popping up here, Trump should have handled that sooner than he actually did. And that's just a fact. That's not like, oh, maybe, yeah, that would have happened. No, it's just a fact. You can't blame China for all these Karens out here not wanting to wear a mask. You can't blame China for people just going to parties in LA and without a mask on. You can't blame China for all the lies that Trump created, saying that, oh, the virus is going down, the virus is being handled, and we have all the resources to handle the situation when in fact we don't. You can't blame China for that. And okay, I saw a person comment about how, this isn't right on that video. I'll link the video that I saw. She left a comment saying like, that's not right. And the people underneath that was telling her to go back to her own country. Why in hell do people think it's okay to leave that comment? Why in hell do people think it's okay to say that to another human? How do you even know that she wasn't born here? We're still treated as outsiders in the country that we may be born in. And now I kind of understand why people say like, oh, you need to step out of social media for a while because it will mess with your head. I guess I get that now because it's messing with my head. I'm not the type of person to really pay attention to politics and what's going on. Politics is not my cup of tea. I don't really care for politics I'm kind of selfish in that aspect. It's like, if I'm okay, if I'm doing good myself, I don't care. If I'm living and if I'm doing fine and if I'm alive, then I call it a win. I guess I shouldn't be doing that anymore because like the people around you could be hurting and you won't even notice because you're not listening to anything. You're not paying attention to what's going on with everyone. Now let's do some cream contouring. I never really do cream contour from the stick. This is the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer stick in the shade Blaze. I don't want to speak on this any further because I feel like I'm just going to get more upset. I don't want to be more boring, I guess, in this video than I already am. I'm trying to start a new series about me cooking in the middle of the night, but I've tried to film that 3 times and they've all failed. The first time I deleted the video. The second time I was talking too much and I was not about to edit that video. The third time again I was talking too much. There's like fluffy stuff all over my bronzer. Oh shit, no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it didn't break. Good. This is the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. I love this thing. And I've already hit pan on it. Can you see that? It's a little baby pan and I'm in love with it. I'm gonna go in with my Coty Airspun powder and my Tools blush sponge. God. And just going in with a lot of powder to kind of bake my face. Okay, I'm gonna pray that I don't let this powder fall all over me. If you talk to any, any professional makeup artist, they all will tell you, it's like, don't bake. It's terrible. It will dry your under eyes out. We're also careful in terms of, with skincare and our under eyes, saying like, oh, it's the most delicate part. That doesn't just stop with skincare. Oh, right down the bridge of the nose, because you gotta snatch it. How do people do this every single day? I'm only on my powder and it's already been like 30 minutes. I'm gonna go back with my NYX concealer in the shade CW04 and use that as a eyeshadow primer. Robert Welsh, don't like this because your eyelids are oily and guess what has oil in it? Concealer. So the oil with oil contact is just really gonna make your eyelids more oily than they are. I bought my first makeup item in 8th grade, and I didn't really know how to do it. I kind of just winged it. I looked at a lot of YouTuber tutorials on how to put on makeup and basically followed that. And all of them were telling me to do this whole triangle under my eyes. So I did that, and I looked in the mirror. I was like, I don't like how this is turning out. I don't like it. So I just put on less and less concealer until I was at the look that I liked, if that makes sense. Okay, now let's move on to brows. Again, everyone has their own way of doing brows, but I don't like that blocked brow look, so we're just gonna do that. Okay, well, wow, my eyebrows are so much lighter than usual. Look at that. Okay, I have a question. For my Asians out there. Well, I mean, I guess anyone can answer this one, but are you offended by the fox eye trend? Because I've seen a lot on TikTok that people think it's very offensive towards Asians because, you know, us Asians have that natural fox eye. Like, when I first saw that, I was like, oh no, it's just makeup. Why would people be offended? But when people give explanations on why people are offended, it's because, like, okay, yeah, it's just makeup until you start pulling your eyes back like this, saying, like, that's when it starts getting offensive to me. That's how people make fun of Asians when I guess any age. When I was little, people would go up to me, just like pull their eyes back, saying like, haha, look, I'm you now. Like, that's not offensive whatsoever. There's no really wrong way to put on brow gel, so here we go. This is not even just to the people that are following the trend or to the people that started the trend. It's also to the celebrities that are doing, like Bella Hadid. Tell me she does not look Asian. I'm just gonna put a picture up on her. Like, tell me she does not look Asian. If I just cropped her eyes out and put it on the screen, you can't tell me that she doesn't look Asian. Ew. I can't do my brows like this. I seriously can't. Maybe if I cut my brows out. Well, however way people say it. Again, more concealer. Is this how people use up concealer so fast? I use up one concealer a year. When the Black Lives Matter started, people wanted equality for all races. And they're not keeping that promise. You know, us Asians are being targeted right now because of the coronavirus. And I'm not going to say no one is coming to our aid, because I've seen a bunch of people on TikTok how people shouldn't be doing what they're doing towards Asians with the whole coronavirus going on. People are totally fine with making fun of Asians, and people call it a joke. But when you say that same joke towards anyone else, it's seen as offensive or racism. Where is that same attitude? Just tell me, please. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyes and mascara off camera because I can't really judge anyone's eyeshadow because I don't really do eyeshadow. Mascara, you just basically apply it, so there's no reason for me to talk about it. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Anyways, what was I talking about? Okay, so if Asians ever come out and talk about why they're offended by some of the things that other people say, they're called snowflakes, and that you should learn to take a joke. The words ling ling, ching chong, any racist term out there for Asians, it's an offensive term towards Asians and to bring them down, and we don't like it. So why is it that it's okay for other people to call us that? What makes that what part of that is funny to you? I'm gonna wipe this off. People say well, you can't compare yourselves to like black people because they have it worse than you. It's like what? Just because someone has it worse than you doesn't mean you can't speak up about your own problems. Is this a press Olympics where the winner gets nothing because they have it the worst? So congratulations, you have more oppression. Yay, congrats. Like, why can't I talk about my struggles with me being a certain race when other people can't? And the hypothetical situation here. If I lost my mom in a car crash and someone lost their whole family in a car crash, does that mean that I can't be sad that my mom's gone because someone lost more than I did? No, I'm still allowed to feel grief when other people are being more oppressed than I am, that I can't talk about my oppression and what I had to deal with. Is that me being selfish to say that? Is it mean for me to be thinking the way that I am? Please just let me know. That's not even a hypothetical question. It's like a real question I'm asking. Is it selfish of me to be thinking this way? I feel like this is the first time that I'm scared to go back to school because all the comments that I read on that certain video just kind of really got to my head. That if I just go back to school, people would be thinking the same way that those people were saying. That people will come at me saying, go back to your own country, and why did you bring the virus here when I've been in the US the whole entire time. I'm going to use this e.l.f. bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed. I believe this is the shade. And I'm just going to put that around the perimeters of my face and really try to go at. I was born in China, so does that mean that I'm going back to my own country? You're going to bomb me there? Are you going to go and nuke us when everyone's there? Really real question here. And for those who want war to happen with China, are you going to nuke them now when I'm still here? And then for the people and for the citizens in the US who have family members in China, are they just going to be like, oh wow, you did the right thing, congrats, yay, instead of feeling like, oh my god, you just bombed my whole family? Are we not going to feel a certain type of way? Are you telling us if you ever go and bomb China with me still present here in the US, for the people who still have family members in the in China still here, that what are you going to do with us here? Is it going to be like a second Japanese concentration camp edition but with Chinese people? Oh, sorry. I mean, it's not like you know the difference anyways, right? You just collect all of the Asians that look alike into the concentration camps because you would just automatically think that we're all Chinese. I mean, I understand why wars happen and why sometimes wars are necessary, but at the current moment, China hasn't threatened the US in any type of way. They have never came to the US and set a bomb on us, like in World War II when Japan did that in Pearl Harbor and blah and stuff like that. And some people are saying like, oh no, we should take initiative now and not just sit around and hope that nothing happens. I get that it's a preventative measure, as in like a just in case situation, but at the same time, shouldn't the US at least try to make peace with China and try to make amends? And right now we're trying to prevent a third world war. So coming from the outside, I don't know, it's a tricky situation. I get the whole get them before they get us kind of mentality. Go to the government, try to resolve that first. If all else fails, then we can consider war. This is a diverse place here in the US. That's why I like the Americas so much, because of its diversity. But it's times like this when people are threatening to send nukes out and to start war on the country that you once lived in, that I just wish that maybe it's better if I just never came here. Majority of my family does live in China, so if I was with my family when the US decides to bomb China, then it takes a level of guilt away from me, because if I was in the US when then send bombs into China, I would feel like it's my fault that because I'm in the US and I'm safe, that I'm the reason why they're dead. So if this whole hypothetical situation was going to happen, I would rather be with my family and die with my family than to be alive and live with that guilt for the rest of my life. I'm biased. I'm going to put some of this water on my face. It's in a Mario Badescu spray, but I can assure you it's just water. People might say that I'm biased, and you're absolutely correct, I am biased. Oh, who wouldn't be? If you want, I'm Chinese, you know? There's a certain type of pride that you take along with that. I'm gonna take my Milk Cream highlighter in the shade Lit. I don't have a brush for highlighter, so I'm just gonna use my fingers and just go on top. Do I totally agree with everything that China does? No, of course not. Absolutely not. I don't agree with China being communist whatsoever. I don't agree with China censoring their whole basically whole entire web. I don't like how there's such like a high level of beauty standard in there where they're basically wanting you to be a whole different race. I don't like how China is currently basically having concentration camps for Muslims, forcing them to eat meat. It's a certain type of meat. Pork, I believe. Just because I love me being Chinese doesn't mean I agree with everything that China does. I don't agree with everything they do. I don't even agree with half of the things they do. But it's not the people's fault. It's not. You can't blame them. Like, you can't blame the citizens in China that the government is the way that it is. There's an article written by Business Insider that talks about this same exact thing. I will link the website down below for you to read and look up on, because it talks about the list of ways that Chinese officials can threaten someone to keep them silent. You can't really blame the citizens for not wanting to speak up against their own government, because when they do, they either get put on house arrest or they mysteriously just vanish off the face of the planet. So their own lives are in danger if they do so, hence why we can't really blame them for not wanting to speak up. Okay, well, now for lips. I don't have lip liner, so we're just gonna skip that. Instead of going in straight, I kind of just do ones underneath and basically tap it all around my mouth, lips. But we're just gonna do it, you know? We're gonna do my whole lip. This is the Milani color statement lip in the shade Teddy Bear. This is basically my lip, but just like a couple shades darker. There. Ta-da! The color looks a lot more red on camera than it actually does in real life. It's more like a cool brownie pink than it looks on camera. That's weird. After that, let's put on some lip gloss, because why not? I don't really like lip gloss as much as other people, but we're just gonna put that on there anyways, you know? I don't want to get my lip gloss like wand or doe foot stained with this color, so we're not gonna do that. Well, anyways, we're gonna take a little bit and just pop it on our lips. Okay, well, anyways, that's it, you guys. I'm done. I'm going to spray my face one last time. I'm gonna take a picture of my face and how cakey it looks on my phone, and I'm sorry that went on like a bit of a tangent about my race and the whole issue that I was having, but if you actually made it through this video whatsoever, I just really had to rant for a while to kind of get that off my head, get that out of my mind about everything that I'm feeling kind of sad about, I guess you can say. Okay, now it's time for the shout out of the day. Okay, today's shout out of the day goes out to D'Angelo Wallace, if you don't know, he's basically a very good commentary channel. He talks about a whole lot of stuff. Right now, his channel really got popular because he did a whole video about Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. If you haven't watched those yet, go watch it. I really love his channel currently. He also talks about a whole lot of different things. Like he talks about some celebrities. He also got popular off of his videos about Sharon Lewis, a Sharon person, where it was a whole situation. He got wrapped up in it. Yeah, he talks about Millie Bobby Brown. He talked about K-pop drama at one point. He just talks about a whole lot of things, and his opinions are always so well-rounded. I love him as a person. His voice is just very soothing also. His videos are pretty unbiased. So if you like that, if you like commentary channels, I suggest you go watch him because he is very entertaining. Thank you for watching today's channel. Remember to like and subscribe and follow all of my social media, which is in the description box down below. I will see you on the next upload, whenever that will be. Remember to wear protection. I love you all. Goodbye. Oh my god, I can't with my face.